than all it's cracked up to be. There's costumes, makeup, hair, but most importantly, there's stage performance. In order to prosecute stage performance correctly, you must consider the following. We have all had something to memorize, whether it's a speech or just something you forgot to tell your friend. But in theater, memorizing is all you do. You memorize your show cues, but most importantly is your lines. Memorizing lines isn't that easy, but it's definitely not the most difficult. You can memorize lines easily the first time if you do a performance. Just follow these steps. First, write out your lines. Writing your lines is like studying for a test. It helps you remember. If you write them out, surely you can say them in your head. Then if you do this enough, you can move to breaking your lines into thoughts. You know your lines, but breaking them into thoughts will allow you to think like your character does. You will use the right tone and your right gestures. Then after you do this, just simply say them into the air as if you were on stage. Or do this with a friend and have them respond with the other character's lines. Then do this almost every night before the show and you will officially have your memorized lines in your head. And if you mess, you can fix it up by not mumbling or panicking, but improving some other lines in there and making sure the words make sense with your lines. Emotion and voice. This is really one of the most important procedures when it comes to acting. Emotion is a bit tough, yes, but there is a way of doing it. If it's not a sad scene, be sad. Rather, how would your character feel? How would your character react? And now remember, you're not playing yourself, so this can be tricky. Or our wise director told me that you're not playing an emotion, but rather an adjective. Whether that's adventurous or shy or hide, that's what you're playing. And you're also playing a theme, whether it's that anyone can change the world or even the most hard souls can change. You got to remember when your character starts and where your character ends. Take our example of our latest show, Seussical. The actor who played Horton played the adjective determined. And based on what I saw, he played it through. Now, the theme was you have to believe in yourself no matter how small. Now, I'm pretty sure the Who's played this as well. But Horton kept it throughout the entire show, which made the show better. And if it wouldn't have done this, the show...
Look at the camera, not me.
If wouldn't have done this, his acting job wouldn't have been as good. No, just cut that out, okay?
Okay.
Subtopic 4, musicals. A very popular form of show in theater is So Be Prepared. There's lots of live shows with music, so how do you be in a musical? It is simple because you have resources, your director, and a script. First of all, if there are any musicals directing near, talk to the director and also evaluate your strengths and abilities. Also, you don't need to be able to sing or dance or act, just simply go to help. Vocal directors, teachers, anything that can help, I'm sure you'll be prepared. Also, you need to memorize your lines and your songs ahead of time, or your vocal director can help you do this. So, also with choreography, your choreographer will help you as well throughout this path. So, musicals aren't that different, they just have a lot of music. So, just learn it from your director and just follow the director's decision. Do theater.
Absolutely. Do it. It's a lot of fun. Especially here at middle school. There aren't any cuts, so if you audition for a show, you're in it. If you're interested in doing tech, you can do it. It's a great way to learn a lot about yourself, taking risks, trying new things, being able to open up and experience all kinds of things, along with learning about acting and singing and dancing. You also learn a lot about yourself and about others and being empathetic and compassionate and really just building great friendships, and we all become a big family.
That's fun. What would you say is most important when performing a live show?
Most important would be to stay focused and relaxed and calm and trust yourself. Know that you've done the work, you've gone through rehearsal, follow your director's direction, don't try anything new or different, and trust your fellow castmates that you're all working together as an ensemble, and just stay in the story and tell the story to the audience.
Would you recommend any tricks to lines or emotional acting when it comes to for like a scene that's sad or happy?
Well, interestingly enough, people think that Acting is about acting like you're sad or like you're happy or mad or angry, that you're playing an emotion. When actually one of the first things that we learn is that you need to be playing an objective, which is really an action verb. So it would be something like, I want to, and then you fill in the word with the action verb. Maybe I want to discover, I want to hide, I want to persuade. And when you play an action verb along with the dialogue and the characters you're building in relationship, out of that comes emotion. And so instead of trying to force that, you let that happen out of the action that you're playing.
I see. Would you add anything onto theater of the experience that you've had?
Would I add anything on to my own experience?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I continue to every day. Obviously, I did a lot of stage work and film and commercial and TV, which was a lot of fun. Now I love being on the directing side. I'm directing Andy Warbucks right now over at CYT. I'll probably do some things this summer. And every day I get to come to school and teach kids about theater. I feel like I'm really fulfilling my dream.
What shows inspired you into theater?
What shows? The first musical I did was Oliver back in middle school, and I was completely just fell in love with it. So I guess that's the one that led me to it.
What shows would you recommend to someone to reflect on?
That's a good question. There's so many great shows. Susical that we just did, what a fun, great musical with lots of music, lots of characters, but it has such a great message. So if you really go back and listen to the songs or the lyrics and review that, it's a story about believing in something that you can't see and trusting others, making friendships. These are good things to think about. And in every story, there usually is a message that's being told. And so I would recommend whatever play or musical that you're reading or studying or in, that you find out what is that message, the story.
I see. What would someone in theater who hasn't been doing need to know or learn?
They probably first would want to talk to other kids who have done it and talk about what their experience was and how they got into it. Come talk to me, because I can totally get you hooked up with how to get into theater. Obviously, this year we have an improv variety show in May, so if you want to be a part of that, come to Theater Club. Thursday, actually tomorrow the 20th, and then also we have one May 4th, so you could get involved that way and learn about auditioning.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.